Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Ismail Ismail, and today I'm going to present about labor law issue in human resource. Here are my table of content. I have introduction, summary, highlight issue, suggestion, and recommendation, and conclusion. Labor law defined as legislation specifying responsibilities and rights in employment, particularly the responsibility of the employers and the right of employees. Individual labor law concerns employees' right at work through the contract for an employer to discriminate against an applicant because of their race, religion, or country of origin. Next, for the summary, the title of article that I chose is The Opportunities for Open and Distance Education in the Enhancement of Migrant Labor Skills and Competency in ASEAN, the case of Thailand. For summary, international labor migration is a very important factor in driving the economies of both home. Either is sending migrants or as hosts, means you receive the migrants. Okay, host countries need to be aware of pros and cons of having migrant labor in their country. Although both countries realize that migrant labor bring about the growth of their economy, so far regarding labor migration, especially within ASEAN countries, each country receives different benefits from the situation. In recent years, there has been growing interest in the issue of migrant workers in the range of international context and the role of HRD to maximize organizational effectiveness through the development of effective training and learning systems. Lifelong learning can be largely achieved through the utilization of distance education. Distance education is important for lifelong learning as it is associated with several social factors such as population migration, education management based on different population situation, and labor market competition. Effort for a long-term solution to labor immigration in Thailand has been carried out intensively, especially during 2015 to 2018 period, including the signing of the Memoranda of Understanding, or also known as MOU, and holding technical cooperation meetings regarding labor migration issues at the ministerial level with neighboring countries. From the migrant labor law issue, we can see the highlight of the issue are concerning forced labor, discrimination, captivity, and labor competitiveness in market. When I say concerning forced labor, it means when when the migrant from the other country come to the host country, they might be forced to do extra job hour with the same payment. And next, for discrimination, they might be judged for their skin, for their tone skin, for their accent, from their face, from their race. That's always make the point to discriminate someone. While next, for captivity, maybe the employer feel like you work with me and then I have the full power on you, so you need to listen to me, and you need to how can I say that, you need to say yes on whatever I'm saying. You need to stay with me. I'm not going to give you extra pay or whatever, but you need to stay with me. It's like master and slave situation, something like that. While for labor competitiveness in market, this means um, when there's too much migrant come from outside to the host country, the people in the host country might have a little chance for their job because other people from other country, the migrant from other country, come to the country, come to the host country to work, right? So when they work, the chance on what? How can I say that? Like the peluang pekerjaan, the work opportunities get smaller. Next, suggestion and recommendation. For the first suggestion, I suggest that government promotes stability and education. It is to enabling individuals to make the choice between staying and migrating because if the countries ensure their citizens that they're going to provide them with full-time job, if they're going to provide with enough job with the bigger opportunities, I think they're not going to migrate to another country. Next, an analysis and use of credible data to keep track with current trend. Maybe the trend is about buildings in build the buildings. Maybe they will use a lot of labor from the outside of the countries. And lastly, regional capital minimize the negative consequence of migration and preserve its integrity. And for the conclusion, the study revealed that the program offered for the migrants' labor must meet workers' demand in skills and competency used for working, knowledge about living in host country, as well as related laws or regulation benefits and protection. This should involve short-term and distance education program that can be readily applied in the existing work of workers, while cooperation between the various parties concerned and the workers themselves can make the program more practical and productive. And lastly, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the host country need to be extra careful in letting migrants labor to the country because the migrant labor may be not vaccinated yet and the risk for cases to booming are higher. And that's all for my presentation for today. Thank you for listening. And I'm sorry if I'm doing any mistake, and I'm sorry if I'm being sensitive. I'm sorry if I'm too much. I'm having problem with my pronunciation. I'm deeply sorry. And thank you again for listening to my presentation. Thank you. Bye.